Hello everyone. Today we'll continue with our topic biomolecules, and in the previous video we had seen that what are biomolecules, the compounds which essentially contain the element carbon, and the second thing is that they are produced by the living organisms which can be plants or animals. Let's today see the importance of biomolecules, which are considered as the fundamental building blocks of living organisms. That means without the biomolecules, it is impossible for any plant or animal to survive. Let us begin with carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are actually the source of energy for all of us. For example, we have the common examples as honey, cereals like rice, wheat, and other bajra, etc. Carbohydrates are also used as storage molecules. For example, starch. So starch will be considered as a storage carbohydrate in plants, and the storage carbohydrate in animals is glycogen. Glycogen is also known as animal starch. Cellulose is a type of carbohydrate which is the most abundant organic substance in the plant kingdom, which means this is the maximum type of polymer which is macromolecule which is found on the earth, and it is a constituent of cell wall in the plant cells and bacteria. So these kind of points can be asked in the exam. What are the importance of carbohydrates? So the point which we must understand over here is, like for example, if we talk about glycogen or we can say starch. So when we say glycogen in the case of animals, what does it do basically? The main focus should be energy supplier. So these kind of carbohydrates basically they are going to get inside the body when we consume them through our diet, break down into simple carbohydrates, that is glucose, and glucose is further broken down in the body to give us energy plus carbon dioxide. So this is the main function of glycogen in the human body, which is stored in liver. Now wood is also cellulose, and it is used for making furniture. Cotton fiber is also a kind of cellulose, and it is used for making clothes. So when we say what is the function of carbohydrates, basically it will be as an energy source, or it's a food storage for plants, or it is again energy supplier for animals. Then it is used for making furniture, it is used for making clothes. So basically in a small sentence we can say that carbohydrates are a source of food, clothing and shelter. In the same way, when we talk about proteins, which are also one of the biomolecules, proteins are synthesized from 20 alpha amino acids. Now this is the building block of proteins, alpha amino acids. Now what are alpha amino acids? First we'll understand this. So alpha amino acids, as the name suggests, alpha. So here we will be having two functional groups in the compounds, that is, one is amine and one is carboxylic acid. So what are amino acids? These are the compounds which contain amino group as well as carboxylic group. For example, if we just draw this kind of amino acid, alanine. So this is your simple amino acid, alanine, which is not a chiral compound, which means that the carbon is attached to same type of groups as we can see here, hydrogen. These are two same groups, so it is a kind of achiral compound. So alpha means both the functional groups are attached on the same carbon atom. So this carbon atom is attached to the first functional group, carboxylic acid, and the second functional group, amino. So this is alpha amino acid, and in total we can see that there are around 20 naturally occurring alpha amino acids, and these amino acids they combine in different ways to produce different types of proteins. What are the functions of proteins? So we can see proteins are structural component of connective tissues in our muscles, in the tissues, nails, hair and horns of animals, like you have the horns of cow or the horns of your goat and such mammals. The example of such proteins which are structural components are collagen, which is found in the we can say skin, elastin, which is an elastic, it is found in the elastic tissues of, let's say, blood vessels. Keratin, where is it found? We all know it is found in the hair. So the basic function of proteins, it's a structural component. Then it's also used for contraction and relaxation of muscles. Like for example, we have one of the proteins present in the muscles, that is myosin. It is also used as a storage protein, that means reserve of amino acids. For example, these two proteins, albumin, which is present in the egg, and the casein, which is present in the milk, they are storage proteins. Some proteins are performing respiratory functions also. For example, hemoglobin in the blood. Some proteins are also hormones, like they will be performing physiological processes, that means the processes which are important for our body functions. Like insulin is one of the proteins which is made up of 51 amino acids, and it is acting as a hormone which maintains the blood, which maintains the glucose level in the blood. So so here we can see that in the blood, the glucose, which is when we are consuming carbohydrates, the glucose is transferred to the blood, and through this hormone insulin, the glucose is transferred to the body cells. So basically insulin will be functioning as you can say mediator, maintaining the balance of glucose. And the last function of proteins, it's used for growth and maintenance and healing from wear and tear. That means the cells are dying, the cells are the life is getting over, and new cells have to be formed. So the function of proteins will be growth and maintenance. Then we have the next biomolecules, nucleic acids. If you remember, they are DNA and RNA. So nucleic acids are, first one is deoxyribonucleic acid. It is present inside the nucleus, and the function of DNA is transmission of hereditary characteristics from the parents to the offsprings, which means that like you may look like your parents because the responsible species for that is DNA, which has the coded information. So the function of DNA is, it is a genetic material, or it is a hereditary material that stores all the information required to be transferred to the offsprings or the progeny from the parents to the children. What is the site of DNA? Where is it present? It's present inside the nucleus. And RNA is a ribonucleic acid. It is present in the cytoplasm, again in the cell. So both DNA and RNA are in the cell, and the function, the major function of the RNA is protein synthesis. Then the last biomolecules, not the last one, the next biomolecules is lipids. Like lipids, as I told you last time, they are present inside under the skin and also in the adipose tissues. They are used for storing energy, absorbing vitamins which are fat soluble, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K. These vitamins will be absorbed only in the presence of lipids. Also, certain lipids are used for making hormones and for maintaining the body temperature as an insulating substance. Enzymes are the biomolecules which are used for speeding up metabolism inside our body. That means accelerating the rate of certain biological reactions, biochemical reactions. Like for example, digestion, it will take years for the food to get digested in the absence of enzymes, but in the presence of enzymes, yes, the food gets digested very quickly. Vitamins are the last biomolecules whose function will be biological functions, which we will study later on in great detail. So children, these were the important features, important significant functions of biomolecules.